Good morning. I invite you to join me on this short forest walk while I speak to you a little bit about developing friendliness towards your body. So when I see people in the beginning of our work, they're coming to me, they're coming for somatic support, for nervous system care, because they have tried so many ways to help themselves. And when it comes to emotional eating and all the variations of disordered eating that I see students struggle with, it is something that has been going on for a very long time. Most people struggle with some variation of disordered eating and eating disorders because of what has happened very early in their environment. For example, in my own recovery, I have found how much of what I was dealing with was actually pre-birth and then birth, and a lot of it was pre-verbal and stemmed from the separation that I had to experience from my mom after I was born because of some medical complications. So that's most people. Something happened early on. The environment was in some way threatening or unhospitable or didn't provide what they needed. And so the body has to figure out not how to feed itself, but how to protect itself. And so when we speak about developing a friendliness towards the body, what we're talking about is really beginning to understand a system that has had to give its resources to survival and self-protection. And it has had to do this for decades. And so when somebody comes to me and they're feeling like, oh my God, there's something wrong with me, we have to fix it, and I don't know what it is, and I've tried all these different ways to quote unquote fix it, and nothing is working or nothing works long term, what I am listening for is the kind of system that this person is living in. What are the experiences they're having in their bodies on a daily basis? And if we really drop into what the physiology is doing, we're usually living in a body that has a lot of fear, living in a body that is afraid. And sometimes that fear is expressed through not being able to nourish ourselves, or not being able to stop to nourish ourselves, or making ourselves very busy and indispensable to other people. Whichever way it shows up, the thing I would like you to take away from this is that feeling like there's something wrong that has to be fixed is actually not about the body. It's coming from the body, but it's not about the body. There were many things that were wrong. There were many things that were wrong that had to be fixed. There are many things that happened that shouldn't have happened. There are many situations that should have gone differently that didn't. And that is what the body is holding. There was a lot of things that happened that were wrong. And what ends up happening is we feel, oh my God, someone should fix this. When we're tiny little people, what we really need is for someone to come from the outside and fix it. And when that doesn't happen, we have to create adaptations in our bodies. We have to adapt internally to live in an environment that doesn't support us. And so what ends up happening is, because of the stage of development of the young brain, there isn't a separation between inside and outside. And instead of someone should fix this, or what is this environment that I'm living in that is unfixable, we end up confusing the experience in our body with our body. I'm going to say this again. We end up confusing the experience in our body with our body. because we're actually experiencing it in an embodied way. So really, there is no way for you to experience any of this that has happened to you at a time that you were in a system that was still immature and developing. There's no other way for you to experience it than through your body. And so the experience in the body is bad. The body feels scared, the body feels overwhelmed. And then the feeling is, oh, someone should fix this. And the this that should be fixed is the environment, not you. But because there's this lack of separation between outside and inside, what ends up happening is that we feel not that the environment is bad, we feel that we are bad. And so then by the time somebody comes to me and they've lived in a body that is scared their whole life, and in a body that's kept going and going and going and going, people naturally come with the plea like, Galina, we gotta fix this. We gotta fix this. And then the best thing I can do to help you, to help my students, is to really rest in the here and now with your nervous system in real time, which is an adult body that has skills, that has knowledge, that is capable of learning and getting more skills and knowledge, and actually a body, I have some tears coming up as I'm saying this, actually in a body that knows where the help is and knows where the problem is, which is not inside. So in an adult body, we have this capacity, because of the later stages of development of our brain, we have this capacity to actually separate inside and outside and say, okay, here's where the problem is. It's actually never been inside. Now, are you dealing with symptoms, with pain, with difficulty digesting your food? Yes. And when we support the nervous system to not be in a constant state of survival, you have a much better chance at being able to differentiate where the symptoms are coming from, what they're about. You're better at receiving medical care when that's appropriate, and that care will be more helpful in a more organized system, in a system that's not running on rocket fuel. And so this attitude of friendliness towards the body really comes from understanding your developmental history, really comes from understanding where this started, and being able to really connect history with adaptations and with what's showing up in the room right now. And that's not something that you can do by yourself, because if you don't know what you're looking for, if you don't have a context for it, if you don't know which of the 50 things you're noticing you need to be paying attention to, it's very helpful to have someone there who already holds an attitude of friendliness towards your body. And so then little by little, it becomes easier and easier and easier to, from the inside out, start to become free from this feeling of like, oh my God, we have to fix this. We have to fix this body. Something's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Whatever was wrong is over for most people who seek my help, because in the current environment, they're actually safe enough so they can look for help. And then we can take it from there and begin to really help your system organize. Thank you for coming on this beautiful walk with me. I am here a little after sunrise in beautiful Carborough, North Carolina. Sending you love.